Hello, it's Dino. After my last upload, I realized, hey, I don't have any viewers, really. So why do I keep spending all this time working on a narration for my videos? Why don't I just do music or whatever? And I thought to myself, yeah, why don't you do that? Maybe you should start doing that and then go back to doing narrations once you actually have people actually watching your videos. And then a couple days later, self-recorded a narration saying, I'm not doing this. Here's some music. And then I said to myself again, what if somebody actually does watch this and wants to hear what you have to say about the piece? So here I am, recording another narration, feeling like I'm talking to myself, but you know what? It's fine because it's actually good practice for me. It's really easy to put music in and play it in the background, but it's a lot harder to record something succinctly without me dragging on and on like I'm doing right now, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, what I have for you today, if you are here, thank you, is I'm calling it Elven Royalty, as it probably says in the video description or title. It started out, I was like, I'm going to do an elf. And then I said, just kidding, I'm going to do a regular girl because I'm already terrible at ears and I don't want to mess up an elf ear. And then I was drawing and I was like, oh, I'm going to do somebody from like the Renaissance period, with like lots of braids in her hair and kind of frizzy, blah, blah, blah. And then started drawing it and I was like, this would look really good as an elf. And then I drew it as an elf, so I changed the ear. And I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be so amazing if, like, with the pose that she's got and everything, it'd be so great if she were a pending bride or something, like, against her will. So wanted to make her look strong and maybe have a tear shed or something like that. And then in the sketching process, I managed to do that and then couldn't figure out how to design like a wedding dress, and I wanted to do a veil, but I didn't know how to incorporate that, and I was just going to do like a flower crown with the like actual like metal and fun stuff in it, and then I was like, I don't want to do that. So ultimately I was just like, let me do what I know that I can do and maybe challenge myself a little bit. So the challenge here for myself was the pose and trying to figure out how clothing fits on you when you're posing this way. And then, and then like the flowers, I guess. They're kind of based off the pansy in a way, but, with my own spin on things, I wanted it to have a very natural looking feel to it. So she has nice brown hair, light skin with a little bit of purple shading. And then when it came to the dress, this was the pattern that I settled on. And then I was like, this would look really good in color instead of white like I had originally planned because it was going to be a wedding dress. So I colored it red. And I think at the beginning I included thumbnails because I was trying to figure out, should I do red? Should I do green? And then ultimately I settled on red, a paler skin tone, lighter brown hair, and then the peachy tone to the flowers. So ultimately, I think it turned out pretty good. And the entire sketching phase and the coloring phase, I just loved it, loved it, loved it. And then once I started inking the eyes and stuff, as you'll see coming up fairly soonish, it didn't look proportionate anymore. So like her, I guess it would be her left eye, but to us it's her right eye. In this, it looks okay, like completely unlined and everything. But once I add the iris and the pupil and her eyeliner, it looks like 3 times bigger than her other eye. And I was just I kind of stopped back for a moment and I was just like, what do I do? Like, I've put so much work into this already. And so you'll see that I will try to clean it up by adding more lines to maybe even it out. And then it just looked weird and all this stuff. And it was just like, whatever. I did the best I could. And then eventually I did upload this to my computer and then edit the picture, the final picture. So I blended out some final things and fixed her eye, made it a little bit smaller and more proportionate. I think what happened is that just her iris is too far to her left compared to her other eye, and then it just, the shape is weird. So I think it's the shape of the eye slit itself that just doesn't work. So I ended up changing that, and so I'll have that uploaded into my DeviantArt account. So hopefully you guys can see it there. I don't know if my account is linked on here, so I will have to see about putting a link in the description box if anybody who's watching is interested. But other than that, that's basically it. I did do a background in this. I wanted to kind of highlight the yellowy orange tones in not only her skin, but also like the pits of the flowers and everything, and kind of add some unity in it without putting in extra work that I didn't know how to do. And here I am lining the eyes, and you'll see that it goes from looking all right to, okay, not good. But anyway, so at the end, I add some like peachy, orangey, yellowy tones to the background. And I think it really did actually add a little bit of life to it. It also helped with like framing her face and everything so that she didn't blend in supremely to the paper because her skin is very pale. Other than that, that's about it. I'm thinking about in the future maybe doing some art challenges. Maybe that could get me some views. I'm not like super like I'm not here for the views necessarily, but it would be nice to share my work with a little bit more of an audience than 2 subscribers and a handful of views on 1 or 2 videos. So I don't know. We'll see. If you are watching and you're here this late into the video and you're listening to me ramble on, please feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion on what I should do. I'm pretty open, as maybe you've seen in past videos, like, and I'll say it over and over again, this is kind of just a side hobby for me. I'm not a professional. I'm just a person post-school in my regular job who's looking for a nice, fun outlet. And this has been a nice way of doing that for me. So the whole thing is a learning process, and the reason why I'm uploading to YouTube, honestly, is to keep myself accountable and keep challenging myself, which so far has been working. I've missed a couple of weeks here and there, but as time goes on, as long as I keep it up, I think I can keep it up. So thanks for listening to me ramble again. Like I said before, hope you like this. If you are interested in seeing how she gets fixed, feel free to check out my DeviantArt page. A lot more stuff is on there than on YouTube, because I've been doing that a little bit longer than just YouTube. So thanks again. Bye. I appreciate you if you're here. See you next week.